Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Hello to all SBR students. A very warm welcome to my Strategic Business Reporting Bootcamp live session season 5. These live sessions will provide you the exam support of SBR for March 24 exam session, and you can also use these live session for June 2024 exam session. I am Hussein Qazi, facilitator for the subject Strategic Business Reporting, Advanced Financial Management, and Financial Management. So let's start about the Strategic Business Reporting Bootcamp. First of all, you must have to aware that what includes these live sessions. These live sessions based on 5 modules. 5 modules. The first module name is Bridging the Expectation Gap. Bridging the Expectation Gap. Here we will cover that whatever you are practicing and revising the content of SBR, that must be according to examiner expectation. So if there are some gap between your revision and practice and examination expectation, so I will provide you guidance how to fulfill that gap. Second module, that's about the guidance about SBR group accounts with new exam format. Number 3, module 3, SBR 20 easy marks, that's ethics in SBR. Module 4 and module 5 is about SBR multi-complex issues for section B. So with module 4, we will cover the phase 1 of section B type question. With module 5, we will cover the phase 2 of section B type questions. So students, now start the module 1. Now start the module 1. I hope my voice is clear to all of you. Module 1. So module 1 name is SBR Bridging the Expectation Gaps. What does that mean, sir? First of all, the theme of this boot camp or the objective of this boot camp is definitely some practice material, exam practice material, sharing some exam practice material. I will also provide the smart techniques for drafting, for how to get easy marks, all these things. Suggested solutions, that is exam solution with students caliber. Yes, all we will do, that's practice, smart techniques, suggested solution. But do remember that all these material I have prepared with the mindset that I will provide you the guidance in a manner to bridge the expectation gap. Students, one thing is hard work. Hard work, that means you have covered the syllabus, you are practicing the question, you are revising the content. That is hard work. But also, to get the success of SBR, you also need the techniques, the exam techniques. That's called a smart way. So you must have to ask yourself, whatever you are preparing, whatever you are practicing or revising content of the SBR, is this all about examiner expectation? If your inner says yes, that means all good. But if your inner says, I don't know, is this the practicing the question or revising the content according to the examiner expectation? So you must have to watch this video about the first module, that's called bridging the expectation gap. So with bridging the expectation gap, my objective is that, or my mindset is that I will provide you guidance. You people at one side, that's practicing and revising the things, and another the side, that's examiner. So I will play a role as bridging this expectation gap. So let's start this point about bridging the expectation gap. Before discussing in detail about bridging the expectation gap, you must have to aware these quick points. If you are going to attempt the SBR exam, um, SBR exams, either uh, the mock exam or your final exam, you will face the SBR exam format in a manner. Section A, question number 1, 30 marks. Section A, question number 2, 20 marks. So 50 marks about section A. Another 50 marks of section B, question 3 and 4, 25 marks each. So you must have to aware about that. Number 2, what inside section A? Section A is structured as compared to section B. Section A, question 1, it's 30 marks. Major marks, that's out of 30, I can say 23, 24 or 25 marks related to group accounts. Rest of the 5 to 6 marks relate to other area of the syllabus. Question 2, it's also predictable that accounting issues with ethical implications. Examiner will also examine the ethical implications. It's about 9 to 11 marks. 20 marks question, 9 to 11, that's ethics. And remaining part, it's about accounting issues. So integrate the ethical implications with accounting issues. Section B, question number 3, question number 4, 25 marks each. Case-based question, case-based questions. Examiner can examine any part of the syllabus, including performance measurement, that's investor perspective, accounting standard, conceptual framework, group accounts matters, anything with the section B except ethics. That's about SBR exam format. So, first of all, before entering further details about what's the expectation gap, bridging the expectation gap, what are the real challenges you people face at the time of revising the SBR content and practicing the questions and mock exam, and in fact real exams as well? What real challenges you are facing? Or I can say that just 2 or 3 weeks, just 2 or 3 weeks before the exam, what you people face the challenges? These 4 challenges: drafting challenge, time management challenge, practice with the CB platform challenge, and syllabus, the huge syllabus retention challenge. I know that. But sir, what's the solution to overcome these challenges? Number 1, 2 or 3 weeks before the exam, you must have to revising the content. Keep revising the content of your syllabus. Keep revising the content of your syllabus. Keep revising content of the syllabus. That's the first thing. Just reading the content of all syllabus, all 5 areas of the syllabus, all accounting standards, conceptual framework, performance measurement, current developments, and investor perspective that, oh sorry, ethics, how to deal ethics and all points, all 5 contents. Number 2, exam simulation. Exam simulation. This is the time to practice the question from September 18 till March, June, sorry, September 18 to September, December 23 exam questions. This is the time. Exam simulation means on a daily basis, at least you need to attempt 2 questions with exam condition. For example, take out 1 question of 25 marks and you must have to attempt the question with the commitment that I have to attempt this question, assuming I'm sitting in the examination hall. So what the factors you need to consider whenever you are attempting this type of question called exam simulation. That's exam condition questions. Number one, get rid all fear. Just relax. Number one. Number two, fix the timer for 25 marks question. The golden rule, for each mark you have 1.8 minutes. So 25 multiplied by 1.8, that's equals to approx 45 minutes. So lock the time for 45 minutes. Avoid all distraction, like switch off your mobile, shut down the room doors, open the system, and attempt the question with CB format. No manual, no Microsoft Word, no Excel. CB format. So exam simulation means do practice with exam conditions. At least 2 questions a day. And at least 2 to 3 mocks you need to attempt. This is all about exam simulations. So what are the conditions? Get rid of fear. Number 2, lock the time and attempt the questions. Number 2. Number 3, CB format. Number 4, avoid all distractions. Mark my word, if you do that activity, after 3 to 4 days, you will feel the difference. The confidence will boost. Number 3, exam simulation for each question, and before the exam, you must have to attempt at least 3 exam mocks. 3 mocks. One mock by ACCA. ACCA published one mock exams of the March 24, and at the time of June 24, ACCA will publish the June 24 mock. By the way, March 24 mock has now become published, so you can attempt that mock and take out the September, December 2023 exam paper as the mock exam. You can attempt as a mock exam, and take out the December 23 mock exam as well. So you can attempt one past paper of December 23 plus 2 mock exams, one for March June 24. Oh, so sorry, one March 24 and another December 23. So you can attempt the mock exam with exam conditions and get the feedback. So that is the real challenge and your solution. Mark my word, if you do if you attempt the question and do the activity in this manner, automatically whatever the examiner expectation and your preparation will cover accordingly. The expectation gap become reduces. Further, one more point I wanted to add here. If, for example, uh, you are simulating one question, for example, 125 marks question. One, you have started 25 marks question, and at the end of the time, at the end of 45 minutes, you just able to perform out of 25 marks, just 20 marks question or 19 marks question. Don't worry about that. You have to mention that I have attempted the 20 marks question. And after 45 minutes, first of all, you have to complete your question and then refer your solution, the model answer. Compare that model answer with the marking scheme as well. Compare your answer with the model answer. Compare your answer with the marking scheme as well. That's what the relevant answer required and what you have done. If you are not able to complete question, don't worry. Keep moving. Keep moving. Sometime you will be able to attempt 80 marks, 80% marks, sometimes 90%, sometimes 60%. But this mix and match, that's a part of your preparation. You need to move on, move on, move on. That's all. Furthermore, sir, what's about the what are the key factors for the success of SBR exam? What are the key factors for the success of SBR? Number one, the motivation. What motivation? This is the latest 5 exam passing rates, and this is average 50%. This is average 50%. So students, the highest motivation factor for you people, that 50% chance that you will qualify your exam. 50% chance. This is the one of the highest percentage of the ACCA among other professional exam papers. 50% chance that you will pass your exam. That's first thing. Number two, SBR success is based on 4 more components. First one, motivation, positive mindset. Number two, balance approach. Balance approach. Number three, drafting skills. Number four, investor perspective. Number five, 20-80 rule. So what are these? What these 4 components are? Do remember all these components. Whatever I will discuss here, it's about the discussion is all about how to cover the expectation gap between your preparation and whatever the examiner expectation. So now, number one, there are 5 components of syllabus. You have 2 weeks or 3 weeks remaining. Make sure you need to revise and practice the exam content with this weightage. This weightage means the balance approach. Actually, based on the past exam analysis, based on the recent past exam analysis, I have identified and I have analyzed that examiner examine around 55 to 60%, sometimes 63%, 65%. So I can say average out 60% of a paper, it's about IFRS. Around 8 to 10% about conceptual framework. 7 to 9% it's about ethics. 8 to 10% is about performance measurement. 10 to 12% is about current development. So whatever you are revising your content, whatever you are practicing the questions, you must ensure that you are practicing with this exam weightage. For example, you have remaining 15 days and you have a plan to invest 100 hours for revision, practicing, revision of content and practicing the question. So you have to invest the time with this balance approach, because examiner will examine your upcoming exam with this percentage of weightage. That is what I have analyzed with past exams, recent past exams. What normally students do, 90 to 95% time, they normally invest only for IFRS. Rest of the 4 syllabus area, just invest, they just invest 4 to 5% time. Don't do that. Your 30 to at least 35% paper, 30 to 35% reflects other parts, conceptual framework, ethics, performance measurement, current developments. So balance approach. This is what examiner expect from you. So do revise, do practice with balance approach. Further, drafting skills, drafting. Examiner expect you to explain your knowledge of accounting standard, conceptual framework, and other syllabus area with your own wordings. Don't be afraid. Drafting is not very much difficult. You just start practice. You will become the master of the drafting. So explain your knowledge, and sometimes examiner expect to explain your calculations, explain your workings. So ability to explain your knowledge and workings, it's important. So keep practicing about that. Keep practicing doesn't mean that you must be a master. You must be 100% competent. No, do practice. Number one, motivation. Number two, balance approach. Number three, drafting skills. Number four, investor perspective. Investor perspective. With section B type question, examiner will examine 7 to 8 marks where you have to draft your answer not as an accountant but as not as a preparer of the corporate reports, not as an accountant but as investor, like sustainable reporting, like performance measurement aspects. So you have to practice the drafting as investor perspective. So examiner is very much concerned about this area. And the last one, 2080. Whenever you are attempting any question, during mock or exam simulations, as I suggested above, always apply this rule. This is examining team recommendation. Number one, you must have a good plan of attack. For example, if you are going to attempt any question, number one, ask yourself, have I already planned that question? If your inner says yes, then move on. Then move for attack. Then start drafting or writing or attempting. So make sure you have a good plan of attack. Number one, at least 20% of the time you need to invest to plan your answer. 20% time, which includes first, for example, if you are going to attempt a question of 10 marks, first of all, the first thing for planning, how much time I have. That means for 10 marks, multiply by 1.8 minutes for each mark, that I have 18 minutes. 18 minutes. Time allocation, 18 minutes. So be committed with respect to the time. Always attempt the question under the allocated time. Because if you spend more time for any specific question, for example, if any of the question designed for 10 marks, that's allocated time 18 minutes. If, for example, you are investing more than 18 minutes, for example, you have invested 5 minutes extra. So actually you will lose other part of the exam. So be committed with the time, be committed with the allocated time. Number two, reading and understanding the requirement. Reading and understanding the requirement. Read carefully the question content and understand the requirement very carefully. And before attacking, make sure you have brainstorm about your answer. For example, if I'm going to attempt any question about the leases with respect to the lesser accounting, so I have to jot down my points either with the scratch card by writing something, or in my brain to jot down some points. Brainstorm what are the points that's relevant with the question, then start writing accordingly. So this is what about 2080 rule. But students, here is the video on my YouTube channel. Is the video on my YouTube channel where I've discussed in very detail about how to plan your answer, how to make a good plan of attack. You can watch that particular video. Don't worry, this slides, the PDF of the PDF of the slides will be available with the description side of this YouTube video. Don't worry, just click it, open the PDF video, click this link. You will be able to get, you will be able to watch the video. I strongly suggest you have to watch that video. So students, with respect to bridging the expectation gap, number one, what are the key rules for the exam success? Number one, passing rate motivation, 50% chance, 50%. Number two, balance approach, weightage. Always revise content, practicing the question with the weightage, balance approach. Number three, keep practicing the drafting. Number four, also practice some of the question with viewpoint of investor. Number five, 28 rule. Whenever you are practicing the question, whenever you are attempting mock, whenever you are attempting your exam questions at examination hall, make sure 20% time you need to invest for planning, 80% for execution. Now, what inside the boot camp? What inside the boot camp? Students, with these live sessions, the learning outcomes. Number one, we will cover here the SBR practice questions with suggested answers. I will conduct some practice questions here with my live sessions. Some questions I will share here as are pre-recorded. So collectively, that will provide a complete guidance. Okay. Number two, with my all material, I will also provide the smart techniques with respect to the time management, with respect to the marks management as well, how to catch easy marks. Drafting techniques, I will provide you support the drafting techniques. And very important, detailed analysis about examiner report. The December 2023 examiner report is available. I will provide a complete analysis of this examiner report. You must have to be part of my WhatsApp discussion group, that is SBR Talk, where we also discuss some drafting aspects, and we also practice some question. We also interact with some practice question of SBR. So if you join the WhatsApp group and participate, definitely you will enhance your confidence. Okay. How to access the bootcamp material? The material includes videos, documents, discussions. So you need to follow us through social media platforms. This is my YouTube channel. Subscribe my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Hussain Qazi. And for all the documents, you will be able to get the G Drive link from the WhatsApp group or a description side of this video. You need to follow our Facebook page. All the announcement we normally the announcement, all the announcement will be all the announcements available with my Facebook page. So you can follow my Facebook page as well. And WhatsApp group discussion, you can just click the link and able to get all discussions. Website, you can visit my website www.hussainkhazi.com, and you can contact me on the WhatsApp +923218271784. Okay, students, that is what we have done about the module 1. That's about bridging the expectation gap. Now the next point is about module 2, and module 2 is about the guidance for group accounts. The theme is save your 30 marks. Save your 30 marks. Park your 30 marks with respect to group accounts. Number one, something you must be very much clear. That's what the scope of group accounts in SBR exams. Number one, group accounts compulsory examine with question one. Question one, 30 marks question. But examiner examine almost or approximately 25 marks related to group accounts. With question one, out of 30 marks, 24 marks about group accounts, 5 to 6 marks, it's about other area of the syllabus. Accounting standard, a conceptual framework, current developments, but most of the times accounting standards. But group accounts oftenly, and not compulsory, but very regularly examiner examine with other area of the exam, like ethics with section A, question 2, or section B type questions. It's somewhere 5 to 7 marks. Not compulsory, but very regularly. So I can say that group accounts reflect approximately 30 marks with the entire paper of SBR. That's a point. What you should do 3 weeks before the exam, or 4 weeks or 2 weeks before the exam. Number one, make sure you have covered 100% syllabus content, 100% syllabus content of the group accounts, 100% syllabus content. With respect, the student who have registered with me already have group account pocket notes, must have to read it at least 3 times before the exam. So make sure you have cover all content and revise all content, including IFRS 10 about controls, including IFRS 3 business combination, IS 27 consolidation. That includes how to consolidate. That includes purchase consolidation complications. That includes change in group structures, either step acquisition or disposal. Foreign subsidiary, very much important. IS 21. IFRS 11, joint arrangement and complications with IS 28 associates, and on complications with control accounts, all important. IFRS 12, that's disclosure point, also important. So make sure you have covered all syllabus content. Okay. Number two, make sure you are practicing with new exam structure. With new exam structure. Practice with new exam structure. That's very much important. Number three, quality practice. Quality practice, which includes always practice like exam simulation, as I have discussed above. 30 marks question, you have to attempt with the exam conditions, simulate the question, plan your question, plan your time, plan your marks, and whatever I have discussed earlier. That's called quality practice. Students, new exam format. Are you aware about the new exam format? If yes, okay. If no, you can easily aware about the new exam format by just clicking this video. It's a very short video, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Based on this video, you will be able to get to know everything about new exam format. Okay, don't worry, this document will be available after this video, or I can say that description side of this you just refer the description of this particular video. You will find a G Drive link. Click that link, so you will be able to get this particular slides, and with this slides you just click that particular link and able to get this videos, all these videos. Okay, another SBR group accounts premium questions. The premium questions not for these premium questions not for preparing the group accounts. It's for revising your group accounts. I'm assuming that you have already prepared your group accounts. So this is only about last 2 to 3 weeks. These premium questions about group accounts for last 2 to 3 weeks. Number one, follow the sequence. Number one, question number one, you need to attempt sample exam one. That's trailer. That's about consolidated statement of financial position. First, you need to attempt by yourself. Then you can compare your answer with my video available on my YouTube channel. Don't worry, I will provide the link with the next slide. Sample example 2, RTCAD, consolidated income statement, self-practice. Then attempt consolidated December 23, Cabulo, consolidated cash flow. That's we will practice with our live session, and that's available on the YouTube as well. Specimen 1, Chuckle, consolidated statement of financial position, already available. Have to attempt by yourself first, then compare the answer with the video or my PDF document. YouTube, the videos are available on the YouTube channel. Pre-mock September 23, Houston, consolidated income statement, self-practice question, must have to attempt. Specimen 2, Hill, consolidated cash flows, self-attempt. Pre-mock December 23, France, YouTube. I will provide the debriefing of this pre-mock of March 24, not December 24, not December 23. Pre-mock of March 24, France. I strongly suggest you have to attempt the complete mock of the March 24. Then compare your answer with my debriefing that will be available by next couple of days. So this is group accounts premium questions. So this is all about the bootcamp material access, YouTube, and don't worry. So if you wanted to get the video of the trailer, so trailer company video and the PDF material available with this YouTube link. If you wanted to get the material of video of the Chuckle, so you can get all the videos and the PDF material with PDF material means the suggested answer, student caliber answer, which is very beneficial to you as compared to the model answer. Model answers are very complex. So my suggested answer is very supportive to you people. It's very easy. So Chuckle and trailer you can get from my YouTube channel. Now it's time for a practice question. Live practice question of the group accounts December 23 Cabulo. December 23 Cabulo. Question number 1, 30 marks. So question number 1, December 23 Cabulo. So we will cover the lecture with this sequence. Lecture 1, the phase 1 of the lecture is about how to read the question. That is, reading is an art. Lecture 2 is about part A. Lecture 3 is about part B. Lecture 4 is about part C. And lecture 5 is about technical aspect examiner report diagnosis. So I strongly suggest that before moving towards the next part of the video, you need to attempt Cabello question with yourself, then compare with my answer. This is an ideal situation. But students, before entering the question of the Cabello, I wanted to discuss a very important point with you. That's about examiner report extract. Examiner report extract for the December 23. Examiner report extract December 23. And this is what about the highlights or the examiner concerns with you people. But initially I am discussing some non-technical issues, the soft issues like time management, all these issues. So examiner highlight the non-technical issues. Number one, time management. Time management. By the way, whatever the description available with this slide, it's all about examiner report. It's all about examiner report. That's not my draft. It's examiner report. What examiner says about time management, candidates should convert marks into minutes, then use this as guide when deciding how long to spend answering each requirement. Everybody knows that you have total 3 hours, that means 180 minutes. Divide by 100 marks, 1.8 minutes each mark. So for example, for 10 marks question, you have 18 minutes. This is the golden rule. So first, you need to plan your question. First, determine how much time you have to attempt that question. Number two, stick to this time limit. Stick to the time limit. It's vital to ensure that marks are not lost by failing to answer each question fully. Candidates who write more than required, in a particular part of question because they know the area well, will not earn extra marks, but instead lose the potential to earn in another question. So be committed and control your emotions. If you say that I know very well about this part of question, oh, for for God's sake, do attempt question according to the allocated marks. According to the allocated marks. Don't invest more time as compared to the allocated time. That is first thing. It's about time management. Number two, be relevant and application. Be relevant and application. What does that mean? Ability to address question asked and to do so directly and concisely. This is examiner wording. What examiner says, a well constructed answer which meets the requirement will gain good marks with a relatively conservative word count. So do make sure your answer must be relevant. Relevant means according to the requirement. If I ask to the student that have you attempted your question, student reply yes. My second question, have you attempted the question according to the examiner requirement? Student reply, I don't know. Is this according to the requirement? So whatever I know, I just attempt the question. No, this is not the point. The point is that you have to attempt your question according to the examiner requirement. So read the requirement, understand the requirement very carefully. Do practice this. Further, relevant and application. Application means conversely answer merely recite knowledge. Just throw the knowledge with minimum application, with limited application to the scenario. Unlikely to score well. Candidates should refer back to the requirement as they write to ensure their answer is relevant and application. So your answer must be relevant and your answer must be in a manner of application. First, write the principle and then connect with the case. So this is the second point, relevant and application. Third, brainstorming, examiner wordings, brainstorming. Time is spent on brief plan is often time well spent. Before attacking, must have to brainstorm your answer. Next, confidence booster. Confidence booster. What is this? Confidence booster. Prioritize your answer and boost confidence. Candidates are not required to answer question in the order they are presented. So there are 4 questions that not compulsory. You need to attempt first with the question 1. That's in ascending order, not necessary as they presented. So could begin the question, they can answer well. You need to decide yourself what answer you need to attempt first within allocated time. This will boost confidence. For example, question 2, focus on ethics, may be good place to start if candidates find question 1 too overwhelming at the beginning of the exam. So you can start with the question 2. If you feel that question number, section B, one of the question you feel that that's easy, start with that. But start the question where you are comfortable. So you will boost your confidence. That's a point. And the last point, format awareness. Make sure candidates must prepare for the format of the exam. Question 1 presented a draft consolidated financial statement in the pre-formatted spreadsheet. Response option, which candidates are required to adjust. This type of question was first introduced in September 2023. Examiner report from September 23 provides feedback on 2 examples of question 1 to help candidates familiarize themselves with this format, as well as guidance on how to maximize marks in the time available. Don't worry, my previous links about new format will support you about awareness of the new format. So here examiner softly, that means non-technical issues, that's about time management, that's about relevant and application, that's about brainstorming, that's about confidence booster, that's prioritize your question, and format awareness. So these are the 5 points that also support you as bridging the expectation gap. Whatever I have discussed till now, this is actually about bridging the expectation gap. Whatever you are doing right now, do it, but obey my advices to cover the gaps, to cover the gaps, to become able easily qualify the exam paper. That's the point. So students, this is what about the module 1, and I've also introduced the module 2 as well. I strongly suggest before moving towards the second phase of the video, the second module, that's a practice question of the latest September-December 23 question 1 below. So I strongly suggest you need to attempt first, then move for the second video. Thank you very much. Take care a lot, and I will be right back after this video. But first you need to self-attempt with all these advices, then watch the another video. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. Assalamu alaikum.